Good morning, greetings and salutations, all you fine folks. Yes, I am here early this morning, earlier than I had actually planned to do this. But I said, the wife she had a deposition to do this morning. She was out the door. She was getting me up really damn early this morning, which is fine. I actually I told her to. It is awesome. Good to see you. You're welcome from the Gulf of Alabama. Holy cow. M. Young, wake up. Good to see you, M. Young. That was 3 o'clock in the morning. Good Lord Almighty, you people. That's awesome. Hey, Magic Angel. That's beautiful. Sean Berg, good to see you. Yes, Deborah Kennedy, good morning. Gulf of Mexico in Alabama. Oh my gosh, I have not been in that area in a long, long time. It has been close to what, 30 years? Is that about right? No, it's been less than that. It's been less than that. I would say it's been about 25 years since I've been down in Lake Biloxi. Used to yeah, I've had some days out. It is beautiful. Yes, it is, and it is. You just finished one where you were early this morning. Oh, thank you very much. That was probably a State of the Union. Oh, I did manage to get some pretty cool stuff. Here, check this out. This is hilarious as all get out. If you haven't seen it,
we're going to buy American. We're going to buy America. Oh, so trade rules. Buy America has been the law since 1933. Also caps and won't go into effect until 2025. And by the way, that law was written and the benefit expires in 2025. New electric grids that are able to weather major storms and not prevent those fires. We're going
to. Oh, that killed me this morning whenever I saw that. I was like, holy cow, this is the kind of stuff that you miss out on. Ah, yes, it is beautiful. In the Gulf there in Alabama, it is one of those uh like weird areas that it meets between beautiful and and um and just slightly busy. I mean, it's pretty damn cool. Yeah, so this morning, holy cow, I saw this was on the news, and it was something I was not expecting to see. Um, Now, if you guys haven't heard about this happened overnight, and I'll explain a little bit more. This may get me a little bit of trouble, but it's sort of worth it here, and you'll understand why. So what we got is this guy right here. If you don't know who this is, let him explain.
I need my money. It's just me being honest. This is me being straight. I gave you something, and we had an understanding that you were going to pay me. And when I came home, when I finally located this particular individual, he had his girlfriend with him. And this guy
Welcome
owed me
back.
$5,000 for some
Welcome
drugs that I gave him on consignment. I gave him an eighth of a kilo, which is 125 grams of cocaine. And when I saw him, he had a bunch of jewelry on. He was with his girlfriend. She had a bunch of jewelry on. I said, "Hey, man, where's my money at?" Oh,
Yeah, so he's explaining how he got in trouble for he was dealing some drugs and he wanted to get his money.
oh, yo, I was gonna pay you. As far as I was concerned, his jewelry we was even. So I robbed him,
Mm-hmm.
and I took his jewelry.
Sure.
And his girlfriend happened to be there, and
Yeah.
unfortunately,
jewelry, too.
she got caught up in the situation. I had a bunch of young guys with me, and they robbed her as well.
Oh
And
man.
he got hit in the head with the gun right here on the side of his head, and he got 2 stitches. And they gave me 25 years for that case.
How amazing is that? Holy crap, why did you do that? I've got to find it. Damn it. Arg. I will find it here. God bless America. Let me get this pulled up. It might slow everything down because this computer is not the greatest here. Oh, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I know I can find it here somewhere. It's something that goes a little bit, just a little bit like this.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
Dude, so awesome. Tinkle Tits McGee gifted 5 memberships. And who got those memberships? Holy cow. Lee Sugar Bridges. Oh, Sugar Bridges. Awesome. And Rachel Hope. Man, don't make me say your whole name because I'll say it's all tiny over here for me. Englehart was gifted a membership. Rachel Hope. Yeah, she was gifted what? Haley Wolf, Paige M. Awesome. Thank you very much, brother Tinkle Tits. If you guys haven't checked out Tinkle Tits, he's pretty damn awesome. Thank you very much. You're such a brother, man. I appreciate you. Rachel has like 3 last names. I know. What is up with that? Oh man. No, this guy right here, 25 years in prison. And just listen, there's even more.
Did you hit him in the head? No. One of the guys that I was with hit him in the head.
You know, one of the things that's happened through all of our conversations that we've had on the show is it highlights how insanely broken the criminal justice system is. Broken. I mean, it's so broken and it seems so overwhelmed, and the root cause of it is never addressed. I mean, this is my take on this whole "Make America Great Again" thing. You want to make America great again? Make it so there's less losers. Make it so that more people have a fucking chance. The idea that everyone starts on the same line. I mean, I'm not talking about equality of outcome. That's not possible. But equality of opportunity is possible. That's a possible goal. And at least we could advance that. At least we could do something to, just change the course of who knows how many people's lives. And we don't do a fucking thing about it.
I mean, we're looking at each other because we just had lunch before we came. It's like the precise conversation that we had. I told you this is a motherfucker that gets it.
Oh, I know.
It just makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me, and it's not a subject of any presidential debates. It's not a subject of anybody who's running for Congress or running for Senate. We have to fix this. This is a problem that's been going on for decades and decades, back through Jim Crow, back all the way to slavery, the same communities, and we don't do anything?
Pull that a little
redlining, everything.
Pull that mic up a little bit.
Yeah, just that's good.
That's good.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's wild. It really is wild. And, and the race part of it is a major factor. It's a major factor.
So that right there is, and you notice he's got that shirt, Queen's Defenders. So he works in Queen's Defenders office, the public defender's office, which is this little woke group. Okay. But that's not where that's not the importance of this story. The importance of this story is we have some updated news about this guy. This is some updated news about this guy. And give me just a second. Let me pull it up. In case you haven't heard. Let me see. And share this tab instead. So this guy got himself into a little bit of trouble last night. And you ask, why? Why would he get in trouble?
Welcome to the 6 o'clock news. We begin with a shocking arrest in the Bronx. A criminal justice advocate who spent time in prison before turning his life around, now facing murder charges after body parts were discovered inside 2 apartments.
Fox 5's Linda Schmidt is live in the hybrid section of the Bronx with more on what we're learning about this suspect. Linda.
That's right. And we are learning a lot here tonight. First of all, he claimed that he had turned his life around after spending most of his adult life in prison. In fact, last year, he started working for the Queen's Public Defender's Office.
Hey, good morning, Lexi. Good to see you. Oh, yeah. This gets crazy. Hey, Lexi.
Well, now he is accused of killing a man and then dismembering his body. 48-year-old Sheldon Johnson of Harlem is charged with murder and concealment of a human corpse. This is Johnson recently on Joe Rogan's podcast, talking about how he had turned his life around after a life of crime. He was working with troubled youth with the Queens Public Defender's Office. The shirt he is wearing says Queens Defenders.
I got into school. I got my GED. From there, I got involved in correspondence courses. I started interacting with guys who were teaching ART, aggression replacement training, and I started to begin to understand how these concepts work, what positive visualization is, deep breathing, how to remove yourself, conflict resolution.
Well, police say Johnson's life of crime apparently was not over. He is accused of shooting 44-year-old Colin Small in the head in Small's sixth-floor apartment on Summit Avenue and then dismembering his body. Detectives combing over potential evidence again today. Inside the apartment in the High Bridge section of the Bronx, a law enforcement source says they found a man's torso and 2 feet in a plastic storage bin. Investigators also found the victim's head, legs, and 1 arm in Johnson's freezer in his apartment building in Harlem. The superintendent of the victim's apartment building saying a neighbor heard gunshots, and surveillance video tells the story.
Oh my God. So this guy, yeah. Like I did biology in high school and took apart owl poop. I haven't dissected anything since then. Yeah, that would do it.
And he came in, he never came out. So I called police because it's suspicious.
The super providing me with these surveillance pictures inside the building that allegedly show Johnson carrying bags in and out of the apartment building the day of the murder and changing his clothes several times.
Even wearing a wig, a blonde wig. Looks at watch. Sir, you said you said 7. Yeah, Eris, I know. It's okay. It's okay. I wanted to get. I actually wanted to get started up a little bit early because the wife was heading out the door, and I probably have workers here today for a bit, so I may have to jump off early. And I was like, this. Also, I saw this particular story came across my feed, and I was like, holy crap! I've got to show about this story. It's insane. This guy just, turned his life around, supposedly for the worse.
As well as wearing disguises. And also tonight, a law enforcement source telling me the 2 men, the suspect and the victim, they knew each other from prison. I also reached out to the Queens Public Defender's Office since that's where Mr. Johnson had been working, but they had no comment. Back in.
You think he's not going to have a comment down in the public defender's office? Holy cow. Yeah, he's pulling to Beyonce. That's exactly it, Tinkle Tits. He is pulling a Beyonce. Oh, man, that was, and, you would think this guy right here, all right? And I'll show you just a little bit about this guy. Sheldon Johnson. He was born in May 6, 1975, Mount Sinai Hospital. His mother is from Italy. His father is African native. Okay. What? African Native American. Okay, that makes no sense. Both his parents are deaf mutes. They cannot hear or talk. He grew up on 112th Street. He admits growing up angry and confused. He was ridiculed by his peers. As a child, he believed he was adopted and did stupid things to be accepted by his peers, but mostly to be heard by a mother who couldn't hear him. Most of his adolescence was spent in some institutions or another. In 1997, he was arrested, rejected a plea offer, and proceeded to trial based on inaccurate sentencing information provided by his attorney. After trial, he was sentenced to 50 years for 2 robberies. Sheldon voices he had choices that were clouded by rage, hate, alcohol, fear, drugs, twisted, misplaced ideology. Sadly, he took the reality of civil death sentence to have epiphany. He must change. He blames no one, accepts responsibility for the ignorance he perpetuated. Sheldon is now enrolled in Cornell's prison college program as he participates in Phoenix Players Theater Group, president of Lifers organization, under which he instituted a book club. and he was serving 50 years at the time that this was written, and he was in Auburn Correctional Facility. And of course, he met his dad in prison, 3 generations with a father in prison, dyslexia, to recidivism pipeline, dear District Attorney Alvin Bragg. So this right here, and this is what he said to Alvin Bragg. My name is Sheldon Preston. I've been incarcerated 25 years on a 50-year sentence. I'm writing to you in hopes of being given an opportunity to make a difference in the work you're currently doing. My product is systemic racism. Do you think the racism killed the other guy? Intergenerational incarceration, a product of trauma, the school to prison pipeline and crack era Reaganomics. At the ripe age of 10, in the 5th grade, I was arrested and shuffled through mental institution group homes and then dumped into the streets. I am a child of deaf adults, a biracial union of love where my parents were ostracized and stigmatized because of the opposite color of their skin. I do not pretend to be a victim, but a survivor of unprecedented adversity. So here he is writing to them, that enclosed is a program that I created specifically to begin dismantling the generational concepts and culture of violence that's made prison criminality. Yeah, so he wants to blame that he was arrested and represented by ATB attorney Stephen Bartley, who misinformed me of my maximum sentence if convicted at trial. So, Mr. Bragg, I believe in change. I'm a product of change. I believe that anything that does not change is not alive. I have spent the last 25 years in introspection, heavy reflection, self-rehabilitating. I'm an advocate against gang recruitment and violence. I have created a number of programs that are geared towards helping at-risk youth identify the culture associated with gang violence and addressing deep-seated traumas that push these children into the streets. I currently have an application before the governor. 2022, the Americans have endured enough. I'm interested in working with legislatures, prison rights activists towards true criminal justice and prison reforms. Good morning, Wolfram. Good to see you. Yeah, this is definitely a howler right here. Prisons can no longer function as de facto warehouses to disproportionately incarcerate men and women of color for decades without some sort of post-conviction review. Please help me make a change in the ways that people like myself for generations have been entrapped and rotting like strange fruit on the judicial branches of biased criminal justice system. To pledge your support for my second chance of life, email Kathy Huckel. Yeah, that yeah, Sheldon Johnson has been released. But was he? But was he released? Because it appears to me what really happens in juvenile life in Sing Sing. Oh my God. I cannot believe this guy. And then he turns around and just delete somebody close to him. Yeah. It is absolutely the most. Yeah, we've got something else here that I wanted to show you about this. This was brought to you by the where is it? I'm gonna find it. Let's see. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. Oh yeah. Okay, so this is according to the Sun. This is what I had seen earlier. No, that's bringing it from Fox 5. Here we go. Share this tab instead. So, convict turned activist Sheldon Johnson Jr. at 48 was arrested for the crime on Thursday. Cops found body parts in 2 different apartments in New York City. There he is in his pretty little wig. Here he is carrying parts and bags out. Superintendent grew concerned after seeing the same man come in and out of the apartment, but in different outfits. Here's the gentleman that was deleted. Rest his soul. Johnson and the victim, Colin Small, 44, are said to have served time in the same prison. Investigators started Tuesday when cops found a human torso and foot inside a blue bin on 6th floor Bronx apartment. The superintendent of the building had called police to ask for a welfare check after he saw a stranger at a tenant's home. I said, listen, I want to do a welfare check on a tenant because the person who's coming in and out is not the tenant. Good to see you. Yeah. I'm a white dude who used to be in a Vietnamese gang. That is true. That is true. I detect no lies. Good Lord Almighty. Hey, good morning, Christine. I'm sorry if I missed you. Ugly Truckland. Good to see you also. Holy cow, holy cow. Let me see where we're at. Oh my gosh. And what we get, I saw someone here. And I did see you, Eric. Good to see you, brother. I'm glad you're doing well. Oh my God, yes, I do have those boomer eyes. Yeah, this is the guy that got caught with a cut up two-legged earth dweller. That is exactly what happened. Holy cow, Farrell. Good morning. Good morning, humans. Matt Farrell, I hope we got you pushed over the watch hours. If we haven't got you pushed over the watch hours, then let me know and we'll redirect people over to you again and get you some more damn watch hours. Damn it! I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see you do it. Do it. Good morning, Harrison Farrell. Good to see you, T. Underwood. If I missed anybody, I do apologize. The chat, you guys are awesome. And again, I'll do a 1K stream here just this probably like next week because there's just so much going on right now at home. I've got construction workers rebuilding basement. I'm going to be painting this weekend. I've got a shed I've got to finish. I've got so much going on. I haven't had time to like really sit down and do a like a cleansing, I guess is the best way to describe it, of all the things that need to be done just to get everything ready for the I wouldn't really call it a studio, more like the office where I want to be working most of the rest of my adult life out of. Good Lord Almighty, it's crazy. But thank you guys so much. I really, it is, and I said that I said this on Twitter yesterday that it really is one of the most humbling things to have you guys just pushed it like over the top. All of the creators, you got people like Farrell, you got people like Eris, that like Eris is doing stuff behind the scenes you guys don't even see. Farrell does stuff behind the scenes you don't even see. You've got people like the expert MG Law and even people like Winning Reality and Shelly T3. You got Miami Spice, you got Texas Jen, you got all these people that are like in your like direct orbit that like affect every little aspect of things that you do. And it's just, I mean, it is. And then of course you've got you guys, the chat, the ones that really, come back day after day to listen to, some goofball just, talk shit on on the damn YouTubes, and you guys hang out I'm serious. It really is. It really is damned awesome. Oh, and I can't. I always forget everybody's name because I'm bad like that. I feel like, I just don't. You're not streaming today. You're still exhausted from yesterday. Well, if you need the watch hours, you guys go watch some Farrell stuff, and I would tell you, just keep looking at that go back in there and do an update or whatever and see if you hit those watch hours haven't hit. There's a possibility you got it. All you got to do is just complete the little form. Sometimes it hits about 7, sometimes it hits like 8, and it'll just all of a sudden come popping up, and you go in and automatically get that stuff started. And you'll have to create like an AdSense account, and then you're going to have like a photo ID, stuff like that. And it took probably 2 hours of like getting everything sent in and started. And then they'll email you or they'll actually send you via your like regular mail, your stuff for AdSense, a code. It's a bitch. It's a bitch, and it's stressful. Yeah, I would bet you, I would not be surprised if you don't have it. It shouldn't take a few days to update. If you've got the watch hours, it'll usually show up it'll probably show up sometime today. And it'll be completely random when it shows up. It could be later on today. You might take a nap, wake up, and boom, it'll be right there. It's so awesome. I know. I know. We cannot wait for her to get that monetization. It's gonna be awesome. And what is that? Feral Warcrack stream to make sure. Gosh, she's gonna beat you with the paper. You don't stop. Sorry. Superintendent of the building. Let's welfare check. The super had seen a man carrying a blue bin to the apartment around 2 a.m. He brought in the bin, and I told him, why is he bringing in a bin at 2 o'clock in the morning? He's bringing in a bin so late. We tried to see if he took out the bin. He never took out the bin. I told him, look for a bin, and sure enough, it was there. A human head, legs, arms were later found in the freezer in Johnson's Harlem home, and the victim, 44-year-old Colin Small, had been popped in the head once, the medical examiner determined. Johnson, a well-known victim advocate who worked as a staffer for the law firm Queen's Defenders, was arrested and charged with murder, manslaughter, and criminal possession of a weapon. He proclaimed his innocence as he was escorted by cops in handcuffs. His arrest came as a shock not only because of the gruesome nature of the crime, but also because he just appeared on Joe Rogan's podcast to talk about how he turned his life around after prison. Haunting footage. Surveillance footage from the crime scene appeared to show Johnson in several different disguises as he came and went from the apartment after the murder. One image showed a man wearing a platinum blonde wig, a black baseball cap, and dark shades. He accompanied the look with a black sweater, dark pants, and white sneakers. The figure later appeared again on camera with a different outfit. This must have been one of them MAGA moments. Oh my God, a platinum blonde wig. Yes. Hey, good morning, Christine. Good to see you. If I didn't say hello already. And Lefty, good, awesome, good to see you. Yeah, you just slipped right in there and threw a hi at me, just whack. Should have been arrested for the wig alone. There you go. Oh my God. The man appeared to switch outfits one more time, wearing completely beige attire while carrying 2 loaded bags. He had an oversized hoodie that he paired with sweatpants and a large hat that blocked his face. The super confirmed that he saw the same man leave and come back in different clothes throughout the night. He's coming in, he's dressing differently, changing his character. I said, that's not normal. He's hiding something. The suspect had been seen leaving the apartment in the victim's blue Audi before returning in an Uber wearing a blonde wig. The neighbors revealed that they heard someone pleading for their life before 2 shots were fired around 8 p.m. on Tuesday. The victim reportedly said, I have a family. And they still didn't call the cops? I mean, what kind of sick people are these? Like, you hear someone pleading like that and you don't even call the police. Not that it would have done any good, but at least you could have kept the guy from getting, turned into a piece of sushi. Good Lord. Eris, you are not chopped liver at all. I always say good things about you. Always. Oh, got to check out T Underwood page, my family name. Oh, nice. That's very cool. New York cops are so worthless. They now have National Guard in the subways. Oh, I know. No, trust me. This comes after they're bitching and moaning because Texas has put National Guard at the border, but yet they're putting National Guard in the subways to keep the loons from going completely freaking loony. It's just it amazes me. It amazes me that this silliness, the stupidity of all of this crap. It's so crazy. Holy cow. You know what I didn't do? I'm going to have to do this real quick. I don't have you guys turned on over there on the Rumble side. Morning. Oh, sorry about that, Rumble people. If you were chatting over there on Rumble, I'm sorry I was missing your chats. We should be seeing you now that if you're over on Rumble. Peace, y'all. It's good to see you. Good to see you. And as you can see, the sun is getting up behind me. And before you know it, the sun's going to be like beaming through those windows. And I'll probably have to shut it down early. But don't you worry, because I have something else I'm going to be covering a little bit later on today. That's it's a little different. A little different. Um, if I'm not able to cover it this morning, and I may do is just hit the play on it and let you guys sort of see um, this something that I saw yesterday that's really disheartening. It's and it'll take a little bit of time, and that's why I was saying, Farrell, if you wanted me to, I could probably turn this on where we can share this thing so you'd be able to talk about this if you wanted to. And let me see. I should have sent you an invite. Pretty sure I did. Settings. Let me see. Yeah, I did. Let me see if I can edit this. Will it let me to? Can't change the start time. Nope. I wish I could see something I changed in these settings won't let me share stuff. But I think this would be something that would be really cool for you to cover. Shizzy glows in the morning now. Well, I mean, I'm not a Fed. If that's what you're saying. I'm not a Fed. So the residents also reported seeing a stranger walking in and out of Small's apartment with cleaning supplies. Police made an initial check on the apartment, but left without arresting the suspect, according to the super. I went back to the house, and neighbor called and said the guy is looking for me. He wants to talk to me, said the super. I said I'm going to go to him. I want to ask him what he wants, then tell the police what he tells me. That was the plan. However, before he could get the opportunity, Johnson was taken in for questioning. In addition to the dismembered body, investigators said they also found concrete in Johnson's car and recovered a tailored suit, which basically was one of those plastic outfits, that you wear to. Yeah. Johnson reportedly knew Smalls while they were both locked up in Sing Sing prison in Westchester County. So, Erie podcast appearance. Ooh, spooky. So he appeared on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast. That was episode 2096, which was released on February 1st. So that's hiding bodies in concrete. That isn't gangster. That's trouble looking to happen. During the episode, he described his life of crime and previous robberies that landed him in prison. Johnson said he was sentenced to a maximum of 50 years with a series of robberies on men who owed him money for drugs. He said his time in solitary confinement inspired him to change his ways. Well, apparently that didn't take. Leading him to get his GED in prison and take conflict resolution classes to work out his anger. Yes, we see that worked really well. Like, he got angry, he pulled the trigger, and I guess you could consider it conflict resolution if you like remove the arms and legs and pile them all up into a plastic bin. Smalls got really small. Johnson's lawyer, Josh Dubin, called his client a miracle, adding that he was unfairly sentenced to 2 decades for a robbery that left his victims with only 2 stitches. After the arrest, many fans took to social media to share their shock. I imagine so. A lot of red flags are going off my head when I listened to that episode, wrote one person on Reddit. Let's listen to the Reddit people, where users were discussing the news. However, some of Rogan's listeners said Johnson downplayed his actions. Pistol whipping someone during a robbery is a split second from armed robbery and murder, wrote one person. I didn't like it. I didn't like this guest at all. So Queen's defenders told U.S. Sun that they have no comment at this time. Johnson's due back in court on Monday, March 11th. This should be interesting. Yeah, this is their criminal justice advocate. There you go, Johnson. Holy smokes. No, I would maybe I wouldn't like that. Who knows? Holy cow. So and the hits just keep on coming. I mean, it's insane that this guy I mean, I don't even know what to say. But I do on the bright side, I have some pleasant news for you that you'll love this. That here's something just a little better. Here's something just a little better. This is pleasing. Okay. Here we go. So check this out. Shucks. Helicopter. Engine stops. How scary would that be? Oh my gosh. Thanks, Shizzy. I needed a heart attack this morning. It's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Seeing someone land a helicopter, not crash it in the water, manage to get themselves home. But last night while we were watching the while we're watching the State of the Union. Sorry, it took a second. While we were watching State of the Union, there was a somebody that was yelling out. And in case you did not hear what they were saying, they were they were one of the Gold Star parents. Yeah. So what they were talking about is that withdrawal from Kabul. His son was killed at that total screw up. So this gentleman right here was yelling Abbey Gate. That's what he was yelling. And here he is being arrested and removed. Yeah. So that's what you heard about that right there. That was that's what he was yelling about. And of course, there was also the this is he wouldn't talk about the Afghanistan there during that at all. And he also didn't seem to know who Lincoln Riley was, because he has no idea what's going on. Yeah, here we go. This is him right here.
I'd be a winner. Not really.
Reaches down. He's already got his little prop down there. Reaches down to grab his little prop.
Lincoln.
No, it's not Lincoln.
Lincoln Riley.
Yeah. What does that say? It says Lincoln Riley. And, all that he had to say was the policies that they created, the things that they're doing are clearly not working. Take some responsibility. Instead, he wants to blame it on Republicans for not signing a bill for Ukraine. That's what he wants to blame it on. That's his excuse for this young lady being deleted. This is what everyone's excuse seems to be on the Republican or the Democrat side, that they've got some issue with Lincoln Riley, existing. Seems to me they really could care less. Oh, we've got a little pin for her. And you see the look on Camel Toe's face is just complete smugness. Why? Isn't she the border czar? Wasn't she made like the border czar to go down and get these things taken care of on the border? I mean, I remember that she was supposed to be doing that. She ended up, if I'm not mistaken, where this guy was originally from, talking about all the things they were doing to secure the border, which was nothing. Their plan for securing the border is adding some more border agents to process people through faster. How is that good? Yeah, good job, Joe.
An innocent young woman who was killed
Because of your policies.
by an illegal. That's right.
Yeah, by an illegal that you let him in.
But how many of thousands of people being killed by illegals?
Why are you asking a stupid question? How many people are being killed by illegals? Is one is enough, isn't it? What, one, two? How many does it take before you realize that it's a problem? How many does it take before you realize that this is a problem, Joe?
To her parents, I say, my heart goes out to you, having lost children myself.
Who are you looking at, Joe? Are her parents there? And all of a sudden it becomes about you, Joe? How is it becomes, yeah. How does this become about you and your son? I mean, really? Yep. By an illegal. He said it. Major Charlie Green is a Georgia girl, outspoken for sure. We're proud of her for standing up for we the people. Yep, she is a Georgia girl. Uh-huh. It always becomes about him. Absolutely. Hey, how you doing, Magic Angel? I was saying hello to you this morning earlier. I saw that you got sent over here. I don't know how all of you fine folks ended up over here, but thank you. So, oh, puppy's going after a squirrel. Awesome. I love it whenever my dogs do that. They hate those damn things. They will lose their mind. I've got another one that's sitting here looking around like, what woke me up? Huh?
I understand.
No, you don't understand, Joe. You can't even begin to understand.
But look, I'd be a winner. Not really.
He's just like his. I mean, we could have gone much longer last night. We finally had to push through because with Mo and with Volstorm was getting a little tired. Kaiser was getting a little tired. Everybody was going, "Oh my gosh, we gotta stop. We're gonna go until midnight." And I didn't want to keep my guests up that late. Look at this man right here. Look at this man. Oh my gosh, look at this. You're awake? No, don't say it's so. Don't say it's so. Good to see you, man. You have a baby goat jumping all over your desk. I love that. Baby goat. So now you're gonna have that stuck in your head, aren't you? I am so bad. You guys are gonna have that song stuck in your head, and I just ruined it for you, didn't you? Have no idea how expert is awake. I do. That man is a machine. He's an absolute damned machine if you don't know it by now. Good Lord. But I got to play it again because it is just too damn funny. I have to play it again. Here we go.
We're going to buy American. We're going to buy America. So trade rules. Buy America has been the law since 1933. Also caps and won't go into effect until 2025. And by the way, that law was written and the benefit expires in 2025. New electric grids that are able to weather major storms and not prevent those forest fires. We're going to
No, not the Pinocchio. Excellent. Oh, I mean, this right here, that kills me. Sorry. Good morning. Yeah. So what have we talked about here? Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, let's see. We've talked about Mr. Sheldon that found the Zebatis. Just happened to show up in his plastic bins. We talked about that this morning. We've talked about the State of the Union. What is it? Oh, no, I'm not going to show that one. And where was the other one that I was going to talk about? This was. Is this right? Oh, no, I don't know what that is until I can see it. Oh, it was this one right here. Just watching this was pretty damn funny.
Hello, my name is Maxi Glamour, Maxiglamour. And it's a very unfortunate situation that we are here today to battle this inherently homophobic and transphobic bill that is intentionally put into place to eradicate gender nonconforming people from the public forum. While I understand that this bill was put into place by an uncultured individual who hasn't actually been to a drag show, the last time we were here, the bill was defeated because of the fact that there were many people stating the sociocultural.
I'm sorry. Dude, that's purple. He's dressed up like the genie from Aladdin. And he calls people uncultured. I know. Disney in court. Yes. I don't want to see that in my dreams. I'm sorry.
Artistic, and economic benefits that drag provides to the state of Missouri. And so when we're looking at this, we are having a mass exodus of competent, socially aware, professional individuals leaving our cities.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Can one of these people just stand up and say, seriously? Like, dude. If your hair looked like that, I'd have a handle inside of where the National Guard when you need it. They're in New York, in the subways in New York. Oh, okay. Oh, we'll come back to that one. We'll come back to that one. There's, we needed a break for just a second because the next one that we're going to show is not so happy. It is not so pleasing, and I needed that just to cleanse my palate for a little bit. Okay, so all you fine folks, I don't know if they'll let me keep this up for very much. But this is one that's going to be should be talked about. It should be shown. Should be exposed. And I want to pull it up here, and I really, really think that this is something that should be discussed at some time today. And yeah. Okay. Serious. I'm gonna hide my camera for a little bit so because that daylight's gonna come popping through really quick. If you don't know what this is the group for, well, we'll just let you see. Let you be the judge of what these assholes have to say.
We are not going to have an executive session, so I'm going to go straight to item number 5, presentation of independent expert investigative report regarding the Uvalde Police Department.
Yeah.
In July of 2022, Randy Lawson and the council told our
This
committee
is
that we would have an outside expert review the actions of each Uvalde police officer who responded to the Robb School on May 24th. We committed to completing that report, making that report available to our community, and relying upon that report. Tonight, we have the report ready, and Mr. Prado has made himself available to present it to us. Please understand that in being as transparent as possible, council and I are hearing this presentation for the first time tonight and have not yet received this report.
Yeah.
While we do not know the results of the report or what Mr. Prado has found or recommended, we know that hearing this presentation will be emotional. But we're asking that everybody please hold your comments so that we can get through Mr. Prado's entire presentation.
Yeah, this guy. If you haven't heard anything about this, hey Mass. Hey Mass, good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yes. Sorry. This gets a little dark. Sorry. This is not a happy thing. Just so you guys know, not happy at all.
When he is done, council and I will stay.
And neither are the people that had to hear this. So
but we'd ask that everyone hear Mr. Prado's entire presentation before responding.
yeah,
Mr. Prado?
right.
Thank you, Mayor.
Presentation is BS is what it is.
My name is Jesse Prado. I'm a retired Austin police detective. I retired in 2013 with over 24 years of experience with the police department.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we can't hear you.
I retired from the Austin Police Department with over 24 years of experience.
What area primarily?
Oh, thanks, expert. I appreciate you, brother.
I spent most of my career in the organized crime division, working criminal conspiracies in organized crime. Most of our cases were I guess they were prosecuted federally in the Western District of Texas.
And was investigating a primary part of your duties at Austin Police Department?
Yes, that was most of my duties.
And for instance, I mean, give us an example of a common investigation that you participated in your 20 plus years.
A common one was infiltrating, investigating organized crime, large gang conspiracies, narcotics conspiracies, where multiple locations would be searched, and we would execute search warrants.
I've got him as loud as I can possibly turn him right now.
Put the case together and present it to the United States Attorney's Office.
And since you retired, have you done internal investigations such as the one here in Uvalde?
I've done, yes, sir. I've
All right, Night Pharaoh. You get some rest.
Main part of my retirement.
And how many internal investigations have you done?
I've done 36.
Okay, and out of those 36, how often did you find violations of policy?
Last night I was going over them, and I believe there's 26, but it's probably about 75% of the time.
Again, that you do find a violation of policy.
Make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe on her and go give her some watch hours.
Tell us about who else was on your team.
Most definitely.
I obviously couldn't do everything on my own, so I recruited, or I met with Paul Ford, who handled
That's right.
the tactical kind of the SWAT aspect of the investigation.
And what's his experience?
Paul was not retired, but he was working with the Austin Police Department and he was our SWAT, one of the SWAT commanders, I guess one of the SWAT leaders at the
It
Austin
sucked.
Police
He
Department.
sucked at what he was
He
doing.
also, after
These
the
guys did
Columbine
crap,
shooting, he put together what we called the Homicide in Progress School.
which was basically if shit's going down, we sit there on our damn cell phones. That we make no moves to go and do anything. That's, I guess, what their rule is for this. As compared to what they did in Tennessee, where a dude walks in there and they work as a team, they go completely in, and they start working their way through, clearing rooms, clearing spaces. And apparently Uvalde, they I guess they thought that it was appropriate with even with that many people there that they could just stand out there and listen to the sounds of people being removed, their lives etching away, like and and watching it in real time. Yeah, we've seen the videos. You guys weren't scared. You were just scared to go in there. You're scared to do your damn job.
He designed it and put that school together. He resigned from the police department and began working tactical. I guess he's in a tactical position for sales of gear, but he maintains his expertise in the SWAT field.
Okay, and who was the other member of your team?
That is Commander Donald Baker. He's a retired Austin police commander. He was one of my supervisors in the organized
So
crime
wrong.
division. He also oversaw at different times in his career different areas. He was in my area for about 2 or 3 years, but he was also over the internal affairs division of the Austin Police Department at one time.
And back in July of 2022, you were hired to do this investigation, correct?
Correct.
And they did nothing.
And what were you tasked with? What were you asked to do in this investigation?
Hide like a bunch of chicken shits.
When I was hired, I was asked to check and basically investigate every police officer, including 3 dispatchers, that had anything to do with the response to the Robb Elementary shooting.
And what was
Sounds
the process?
kinky.
It was to trace their steps, trace their decisions, and determine whether they committed any violations of policy.
So I presume that you started with.
Well, if they're saying that they didn't violate any policy, well, how about human decency? I mean, did they have any consideration of human decency? You know, because it looked to me like they weren't too concerned with listening to those children scream, and then they held people back from going in that wanted to go in there and do something because their children were in there. I just words cannot even begin to describe.
The policies themselves, so you knew what you were looking for in terms of violations.
Correct.
And did tell me what evidence you gathered.
When I arrived here, the police department immediately handed me a disc that contained all of their body cams, any reports that were written. I got the car cameras. There were.
Why don't you show it? Why don't you show it all? And they won't show all of what their body cams were showing.
Police Department had as evidence in this case.
So, to your knowledge, did
Just
the
give me
city
a hard
withhold
time.
any information from you?
No, sir.
Did the mayor ever approach you about your investigation?
No, sir.
Did anybody on council approach you about it?
Doesn't matter.
No, sir.
Pardon me. Did anyone else with the city approach you about the investigation?
No, sir.
Before you came to Uvalde, did you have any connection to Uvalde?
No, sir.
Did you know
I've got
anybody
it
here
turned
before
up
you
as
got here?
loud as I can go with
think
it.
many years ago, I came through here one time in search of a fugitive, but I don't remember if we even stopped in the cities.
So you started in July of 2022. We're in March of 2024. Why did it take so long to get your report finalized?
So I had a lot of difficulty in gathering all the evidence, gathering the information that I needed to complete a thorough examination of what these officers did.
That right there should be giving you a red flag. That should be giving you a red flag right there.
What were the problems?
Let's
see if I can find like a little bit better one, because this one, yeah, this is a little soft. I want to see if I can find something that's got a little more volume to it. Give me just a second. Give me just a second. See if I can find something that's a little better. And there might be something. Might be something that's got a little more volume. All right. Okay, that's a little bit later. And let's see where we go, because it looks like, yeah, that's going to be the best I've got right now. I'm sorry, you have to just turn it up really loud, and I'll be a little more quiet.
District attorney did not allow me to receive a copy of information regarding this case from other sources of other agencies.
So what other agencies were you eventually able to get information from?
Department of Public Safety, the Border Patrol, and
that's funny.
I believe the game wardens. So I was able to get information from them.
And are you satisfied that you did finally get enough information that you do have a complete and thorough investigation?
Yes.
Did the Department of Justice report aid in that?
Yes, it did.
How so?
I was able to corroborate the timeline that I had put together in this case with their timeline. And one of the things that was really important that I needed was an accurate timeline. Eventually I received a timeline from the district attorney that had over 5,000 entries. It would give you the exact time by the second, and it would give you the officer, like, for example, Sergeant Coronado body cam, but it had no investigative notes. So I had to start looking at every one of those 5,000 entries to try and determine what notes were missing.
Yeah, we'll skip forward.
Anytime a police
skip forward.
Chief Arredondo communicating.
I don't believe they've ever been to any extensive breaching classes. I don't believe, well, they
Holy cow. So the volume should be increasing here a little bit.
had not practiced since before COVID when this.
What does that have to do with anything? Their SWAT team has never practiced breaching?
And typically, in your 20 years of experience, how often would you practice breaching with your team?
Fairly often. Enough to get them in that door at that time, or at least to the door. They wouldn't have known that the door was locked. They wouldn't have known that because they had a.
All they had to do is go over and check.
Reasonable belief that no matter what that door situation was.
With regard, you only included officers who are still employed by.
Yes.
But you also investigated Lieutenant Vargas because he was acting chief that day, correct?
Yes.
So,
This guy's such full of shit.
did you find that he violated policy?
No, sir. And
So nobody's having issues.
because most of the officers that made entry had pistols. When Lieutenant Kendall got there, he just asked what.
What? I am so angry right now. Uvalde is 1 hour from where I live, and for as many police, BB, DPS, sheriffs, SWAT that were there that day, they had enough people there to take him down sooner than they did. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I was going to make a comment about that earlier. How often do these cowards update their training? It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how often you update your training. They apparently never had any training whatsoever. I mean, that's what I'm gathering. And they want to blame it on the COOF. Well, let's bring up what they had to say here in this one. Make sure my volume is good, and we'll hit play.
How dare you? How dare you? You were paid by them, and you just came out and, what was that, a deposition?
Yeah.
You said that he was waiting to shoot them like the video games? Of course. That's why they line up, is it not? So that the first one can take it and the others can take this person down? You said that it was best, that there was no way to go in. It was for their safety. It was not for the safety of children. How dare you? And you want the DA to give you a report for what? You have like zero reading comprehension. I know some of you. I have worked with some of you before I lost Lexi, and I am asking you to do what no one else has done yet. Do the right thing. It is not about a recommendation. It's about doing the right thing. There were multiple law enforcement officers from multiple agencies that stood by for 77 minutes as children and teachers died, and I'm not going to stand by. There are a number of people that I would like to discuss, but today,
sweetheart, you will be just sitting there standing by as they do this. You'll be standing by the whole time, and there is nothing that you can say or do that's going to change their mind. So, woman twerking. No. Good morning, Sindra. Sirenday Fitch. I think that's right. Man, I'm so bad with names. Yeah, 77 minutes. 77 minutes, and nobody did a damn thing except listen to children scream, beg for their lives, teachers beg for their lives, and they did nothing.
today I planned on discussing three people who had the opportunity to go in 11:37. Before then, before 11:55, when you said Pete Arredondo said wait for the keys or wait to evacuate rooms, 3 officers went towards gunfire. They knew what to do. They did that in the beginning. They went toward the gunfire, and then they retreated. Canales and Landry and Javi Martinez at the time were members of the department SWAT team.
No, they all chicken shitted out is what happened.
And they knew what to do. They chose their lives over the lives of children and teachers.
Yes.
And there is no policy change will eliminate their fear and their hesitation to do what is right in the positions they serve. And for that, they should be terminated.
Yep. Talking about.
And if Lieutenant Javi Martinez cannot get a few people to follow him, how is he helping lead a whole department? I want you to think about the people that you love most in this world, your children, a spouse, a parent. You think about them huddled together in a dark room with a deranged person with an AR-15. Somebody calls 911. Help is on the way. Are these the people that you want responding to your loved ones? Guaranteed it's not.
And these people are just sitting there with a look on their face like, oh, it's because of the weapon. It has nothing to do with the weapon. This person was allowed to do what they wanted to for 77 minutes.
We keep getting kicked
there were
while we're
parents
already
outside
down.
the school
It's
ready
just
to
blow
go in.
after blow. And all I heard today was it's the school's fault. It was some of the training instructors. Well, it's because y'all don't serve them. So you're fine saying it's their fault. What you're not fine saying is that it's y'all's fault. Do what's right, terminate them. Change policy. There are people in this department that can benefit from a policy change. They will learn, they will be better, and they will be able to serve. Even some of the ones there, I get it. They were a patrol officer that was there for a year, 2 years, is not going to take command of a situation like this if his higher ups are not trained.
They should have. Yeah, if your kids were in that school, these cops wouldn't have stopped me unless they put you down. Yeah, they had already arrested somebody. They put him in handcuffs. This person was kicking and screaming to get in there. And they stopped them. They arrested them. They detained them. No, they stood outside listening to those children being snuffed off. I can't put it any nicer way.
Train them, but these people, they have been serving for years. Nothing's going to change. There's no training, there is no policy that is going to make them put someone else above their own safety.
Yep.
Please do what is right. Please do what's right. Think about your loved ones. Think about them. These people should not be serving.
Nope. Yeah. Dude was on welfare and had a Daniels Defense AR with MSRP of over $2,000. He had thousands of dollars more ammo and firearms. Yep, they took the parent cop down that tried to go in, and if I'm not mistaken, yes, it was a ICE agent. I could be wrong on that though. They were in law enforcement.
Mr. Rubio, would you like to speak?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Ms. Mata?
You sat here and you said that you're doing what they told you to do. And that is exactly what you're doing. You are doing what they told you to do. How do all of you live with yourselves? How do you go to bed at night and then wake up every day? Shame on y'all. You said that they did it in good faith.
Good morning. I have a story. Good morning. How are you doing? I didn't even see you come sleeping in there. They took down a parent cop to try to go in. Cowards. Yes. Yes, I'm sorry. I didn't even notice who said it. It was just it was.
You call that good faith?
Yeah.
They stood there 77 minutes and waited. After they got call after call, the kids were still alive in there. All this is, it's a pact. It's a brother's pact. You protect your own. Well, you know what? We're going to stand here and we're going to keep fighting for our own because nobody else is going to do it. And you're not going to stop us.
Mr. Cross?
There you go. Got the ball cap turned
First
around
of all,
backwards.
I can't even say that I'm surprised. I mean, like he just said, I'm doing what I was told. Obviously, y'all told him what to do. Y'all told him what to say. And we already know this. Like, it's been 2 years. 2 years. But what I want y'all to do is I want you to look at AJ right here. Every single one of y'all. You too, buddy. You too. I want you to look at this child. Because this child survived. This child was shot. And he sat in there for 77 minutes while those fucking cowards did nothing. You said that that was in good faith. And I'm going to reiterate that point. Good faith. Good faith is 77 minutes. The true heroes.
I have not seen the body cam footage. I have seen some of the videos made of this, and I was sickened by it. I would love to see the body cam footage of this without the you know, the bodies. I would say. Give me an idea of what it looks like. I don't think he even was able to see most of the body cam footage. They kept most of that stuff from him. That right there should have been red flags. So they only showed him what they wanted him to see.
Are those that passed, those teachers. The survivors are heroes. And I am standing here before all of y'all because my son was murdered. He is standing here before you because he was shot. He has more balls than this whole damn town. Every police in this son of a bitch, he does. So I want y'all to look at him. Look at him. Because Mariano Pargas won't. These other police, they won't. Y'all are in charge. You're in charge. And if you follow the recommendations what did he recommend? Oh, it wasn't our fault. Blame it on everybody else. Y'all been doing that. Y'all been doing that for 2 years. We are sick of it. We are sick of it. Justice. When is enough enough? When is the money not worth more than our children's lives? Actually, answer this, because we pretty much hear y'all every time that y'all get up and speak or do anything like that. Y'all are proverbially saying, F our kids. Say it to him. Come on. I mean, there were no cojones shown that day. Do we have any to say it to him? And I know y'all are going to hide behind, oh, we can't talk and everything like that. But guess what? We can step outside of here and we can talk as well.
Yes, expert. He did a stream on the body cam footage. Dude, cops are standing in the hallway after about 30 minutes. Someone says, did anyone clear the bathrooms we're standing in front of? They hadn't. Yeah. I've got the thank you, Magic Angel. I have those, and if I have enough time, I I'm going to play those a little bit later on. This is just sickening. I just imagine sitting there the whole time. Imagine with the injured victims and the other children and teachers who are still relive this tragedy in their dreams day after day after day. Answer the Chelway lost his friends. Yeah. Hey, cool gamer. Good to see you. Glad you can make it in.
I don't have any lawsuits or anything like that, so y'all can't even try that with me. So how about y'all find the testicular fortitude that was gone that day and actually do a damn thing?
Mrs. Areola.
Areola? Oh, God. Don't tell me your name is Mrs. Areola.
It's crazy to think that I sat up here for the first time, the exact same location with most of you guys. Sat up here and begged y'all, begged y'all to do the right thing because the families deserved it. And here we are, 21 and a half months later, listening to, I'm sorry, but a bullshit report.
Yep.
And because we all saw
Don't be
it.
sorry. It's a bullshit report.
And listening to somebody say, I'm not trying to get clapped. If it were my child, I would have breached right away. It's not doing the right thing. It's not, I'm sorry, but it's not.
No, not even close.
Listening to them sit there and say, shoot, that's a suicide mission. You signed on that dotted line. Those kids didn't. That's your suicide mission. But what about those kids? Those kids didn't sign up for that. They did what they were taught to do in their training, in their policies that y'all enforce at the schools. That's what they were taught, right? Well, what about the guys that had all this training? They didn't do what they were taught. How are they going to sit there and say, oh, they were sitting there in the dark. They were so quiet. We didn't know they were there.
Oh,
that's what they were trained to do.
They said we weren't trained enough. We hadn't breached any doors in a couple of days.
Addressed you with anything, but you put that man in charge. And I think it's time that you step up and take a little bit of responsibility for putting that man in charge and do the right thing and make some changes in your department.
Good luck.
How are we going to be able to trust that your department if they did nothing to protect these children? You don't even have people that want to come apply to your positions anymore because they don't trust what you have because they're still there. If they cannot protect children, how are they going to protect them? Would you trust somebody that wouldn't even protect a child? Again, I addressed some of y'all. Mr. Smith, you weren't here at that time. But I'm asking y'all again, do the right thing. These children, the teachers, and these families deserve better.
Yeah.
Amanda Vargas.
Yeah. Teachers, these officials should be just completely ashamed of themselves. I'll see you in a bit.
My name's Amanda Vargas, and I was born. I was born and raised in this town. I have 5 children. 3 of them graduated here at UCISD. And I have 2 8-year-olds that attend Uvalde Elementary now.
So sad.
No. I need you to remember my 8-year-old son, because his name is Tristan, and my daughter, Jada. And I ask this, not so that if, but when this tragedy happens again, You'll know my children before their names. And up on a cross. And y'all are sending thoughts and prayers my way the way we did with these 21 families. You know, they keep reminding everyone that the shooter, that he killed 19 children and 2 teachers.
19.
And the fact of the matter is, he did, this evil individual, he did. But a lot of them were left for dead by some of our law enforcement.
Yep.
And I knew in my heart, and I know that charges won't be brought against those who failed us that day. And I know that. In my heart, I know that. And I just want y'all to know, just please know, that I worry every day that I leave my little ones at school. And I pray
Get
and
some
I
rest,
wait.
brother. Get some
I
rest.
wait for 3:30. For 3:30. I wait for that bell to ring. Because I know that some of them who failed still hold a seat. They still hold a seat in my community. They're still gonna be there. So I ask you as a native of Uvalde, and most importantly, as a parent and as a mother who still have 2 children there, that these so-called leaders, they no longer hold that position if they cannot uphold it. And I'm sure you'll hear that I'm married to a law enforcement officer, my husband of 30 years. But you know what? You should have taken an oath. If you can't honor it, Neve, Jacqueline, McKenna, Jose, Eliana, G, Uzai, Marie, Xavier, Jace, Tess, Miranda, Eliana, Annabelle, Maite, Lexi, Layla, Jayla, Eliana, Tia, Rogelio, Irma Garcia, Neva Mireles.
Ruben Zamora.
Yep.
Good
Who
afternoon.
would have lived?
My name is Ruben Zamora. Do y'all know who my daughter is?
No, this is the city.
I think some of y'all do.
City council.
My daughter was left for dead. Left for dead. And
Of course, the independent investigator found this fine. So there was no wrongdoing. It was the school's fault that these guys spent 77 minutes stroking each other's egos.
you said they did the right thing. I think right now you almost made me a believer in giving these officers a medal. I almost gave them a medal. I mean, I'm not trying to disrespect you or anything because that's not me, but it's disrespectful. I was sitting here. I rarely don't come to these meetings because I think it's
stupid.
There's other more things in my daughter's life more important. But you left or you told him to leave. We all sat here and let him read out whatever he had. I thought it was disrespectful for him to leave, and y'all let him leave. We're not gonna hurt him. We're not gonna hurt a police officer. It would have been done already. They need security. You know what to do. Danny, you know what to do. And if it's right, it's right. If it's wrong, it's wrong. I work in the oil fields. If I don't do my job, I get fired. Plain and simple. I signed up for a dangerous job. I know it's a dangerous job. And that's my job. I got to take care of my job. These police officers signed up to do a job. They didn't do it. I don't know what y'all can do.
Well, that's the thing. More of the city should be there, but they're not. Yeah, he's about to mic drop. Yeah.
Do other recommendations as well to Danny. I don't know, but something needs to be done because it's enough. It's enough, and thank you for whatever you did, but it was disrespectful at the end of the day, leaving the way you left. Because we all have questions. All of us have questions. We sat here, and I came from work, left work early to listen to this man, and he left. We have to be screaming and yelling for y'all to bring this man back. So that's all I have to. You have anything to show?
All I heard was about policy that day. They followed policy. They did what they were supposed to do according to policy. But policy doesn't mean anything when there's lives at risk, and it was children's lives at risk, and that's what should have been considered. Not policy and not their own lives, because yes, they took an oath to protect and to serve, and that should have been what they did first. And that's what your investigation should have come back with. Did they protect and they served that day? No, they didn't. My daughter's alive today, but not because they went in, because she held on, because she was strong. Nothing that they did saved her life.
And I got one more before I step down, and I thank you for letting us speak. Our kids were trained to do shooter training. If y'all don't know this, they were trained, right? They follow policy. Did your officers get trained? I'm not talking about 3 months ago or 4 months ago. When they come into the law enforcement, are they trained? Yes, they are.
Apparently
so
not.
there's no excuse. There was lack of training. Because our 10, 9-year-old kids trained and they knew exactly what to do. The teachers knew exactly what to do. Something like this
They blame
happened.
the school.
They called 911 and they still didn't get help.
Nope.
Children called
77
911
minutes.
for them to go in and they still didn't get help.
And I know it's a waste of my time
Yep.
talking, but
It is.
I felt that I had to come and at least come and help them fight because my daughter needs us. But I need to be out here just so y'all can hear me and see who Ruben Zamora is and my daughter's name, Maya Zamora. And thank you. I don't know for why y'all here, honestly, but y'all gotta know it's a joke.
Yep.
It's a joke. It's a joke. Our kids knew, 10-year-olds and 9-year-olds knew the training. Adults don't know it.
And even after your report, everybody knows the truth. Everyone knows the truth and the failures, and lives would have been saved. We would still have people today. We would have teachers and children here today, no matter what your report came back, if these officers would have done their job and their duty.
Yeah, he is. You can tell he's pissed.
Laura Garza.
Thank God this is not 3 minutes. I've come up here and I've spoke here. I spoke at the city council meetings over there. Spoke at UCIZ. I've spoke everywhere. Every time I come up to this podium, I'm like, keep yourself composed because you don't want to act crazy. Oh no, today I'm going to say exactly what I got to say. I have never, ever, ever spoken towards or to Daniel Rodriguez because I always said he wasn't there that day. He didn't do anything wrong. You are doing something wrong. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I feel you're doing wrong. You left somebody in charge of this town. You hold this town in your hands, at least the safety part. You let this man who left, who was there, and her daughter, a child, was in that room on the phone. Because my niece tried to call 911 and she's no longer here. Her daughter, even after that, still had the courage to call and stay on that phone. And you left a man in charge who left. And he still is able to resign and keep his retirement and sit on commissioner's court and make decisions? How do you live with yourself knowing that? How? I don't understand. You, sir, I don't know. You sit in the same category as everybody else. They've had all their training.
Absolutely. I agree with you. The policies and procedures are merely guidelines that cannot be written in stone to cover every possible situation, but they were trained for this kind of situation. Yet they chose not to go in there and do anything. or they were told not to go in there and do anything. And people that went to go in there to do something were detained from doing so. That's where it becomes a problem. Policies and procedures don't matter. At that point, policies and procedures don't matter a damn bit. It's what are you going to do? And apparently they didn't care to do anything for 77 minutes.
Training and so many years of experience. What good did you just do all of us? Nearly 2 years we've waited for this. What did this do for us? Nothing. You're going to sit there in a chair next to everybody else who has failed us. Well, I'll tell you one thing. My niece is no longer here, and I'm not going to let people continue to fail her. I'm going to keep coming up here, and I am going to look you in your face, and I am going to tell you, look at this child over here. You don't think he wasn't scared? You don't think he's still scared? And you want to talk to me about your officers being scared? That's exactly what they were. They were scared. Well, how do you think they felt? I don't understand how everybody can sit up here and live with themselves. I'm an adult. I go through pain. I cry. I miss my niece. But the children, they're going to live the rest of their lives like this. The parents, Mr. and Mrs. Zamora are a prime example. They shouldn't have to be up here doing this. They should be taking care of their daughter, but they have to. And like you said, it might be a waste of time. You want to sit here and tell me lack of training, but then turn around and tell me Canales, who was one of the first ones in that building, is SWAT commander?
Yeah.
How does that make sense? He's the SWAT commander, but they didn't follow the first officer in there because they lacked training? He didn't have a vest on. He had a gun, but he did not have a vest on, so he couldn't go up there and approach the door. And these kids? I don't understand how you can sit here and like basically excuse Vargas. It's a joke. It's a joke. And let me tell you something. After May 24th, all these cops, they hid. They hid. You never saw them anywhere. And now you have Max Dorflinger, Emmanuel Zamora, all up there with their face plastered all over town. And that's the type of shit we have to see. Why? Because it's people like y'all that make them feel comfortable in this town. It's insane to me. It is insane to me how you can sit up here and say that. And then we sit here, mother's about to throw up, listening to you say this. And then it's exactly like May 24th, I was told to leave. Max Dorflinger, I was just doing what I was told. There was 300 and plus officers there at that scene. And you're going to tell me nobody could stand up and say, hey guys, I think this is wrong. Hey guys, I don't think we should stand up here. You want to talk about prime example, Mr. Page, in his interview, because it's all over social media, everybody's seen it, says, I've been to so many active shooter trainings and never have I been in one where officers just stand around.
Yeah.
Your own officers. And you don't feel anybody did anything wrong there? There is kids dead, teachers dead, children who survived in a class bleeding, teachers who are never going to be the same. And you're going to tell me nobody did anything wrong? Shame on you.
Oh, thank you, Jude.
Shame on you.
Hey, Jude.
Sometimes I think that we live in a world, it's like, are we in a
This is
dream?
Iris.
You've got to be kidding me.
That's funny.
I mean, if just my statement earlier does not contradict what
Yeah.
you just said, Canales is
done
SWAT
already.
commander, but didn't know to follow Martinez? And that's not a
Iris
problem?
is prima.
These
Yeah.
are the same officers that you still have. They don't know? You yourself just said how many times you breached, how many times in your career that you did so many door breaches and everything. You're going to tell me that none of those officers knew how to breach a door? If you can't even get keys to a door, we got a problem. A big problem. And these are the same officers that are still here. If an emergency happens at a school, why isn't that a hazard? If there's a fire, you're going to tell me the only way to get in is through a door? No? I mean, come on. This right here is just insane to me. And the fact that it's the blame game. Well, let me tell you something. You don't know who I am, but guess what I'm doing with my life? I have 5 children, and now I'm going to school to be an EMT. I'm going to make a difference. I'm going to make a difference. But let me tell you, when I go to school, what am I going to be trained to do? If someone drops dead in cardiac arrest, you save them. That's your job. So I'll tell you something. I don't care if you're the president, someone tells me, stand back, don't save their life. What? So if I'm an officer and someone tells me, don't go in a classroom, kids are dying in there, but don't go in. What? I don't understand how how you're not seeing. This is wrong. How you could sit up here and say what you just said. You know. You know. You all know. And it's like, oh, the families, they got crazy. Oh, I wonder why.
Good morning,
I wonder
hospice.
why.
Good to see you, hospice Jess.
This is insane to me.
Good
And
to
I
see
really
you.
hope that even though we feel like this is a waste of time, I pray that somebody that comes up in here says something to make somebody change their mind. I really do. I really do. But what you did today, sir, was a slap in the face. And you're wrong. I don't care if nobody else tells you, I'm telling you, you're wrong. My niece is gone. Gone. I will never see her again. And you're going to tell me no one's at fault for that? You're going to tell me that, oh, it was Pargas's responsibility to set up an incident command post? We're not going to blame that on Arredondo. Because he couldn't have been in that building and been over there at the same time. Somebody else have to have done it. Lack of communication. Since day one, we've been asking for the school board and the city council to meet.
Yes, it should.
To talk, to come up with a plan, to work together. Because then we come here and they say,
It's
oh, we
sad.
have no control over the school board. And the school board, we have no control over the city council.
Mm-hmm.
That has yet to happen.
They just point fingers at one another.
Happen. Somebody make it happen. It's always, well, it's up to them. Well, it's up to them. This little security meeting that we have that you're a part of, Daniel,
heartbreaking.
You can make it happen. You sit up there with the mayor, with the superintendent, make it happen. Somebody make something happen. Somebody be the person to say, today, I'm going to do it. I'm going to speak up. I'm going to make the change today. Somebody do it.
This is her voice. Love you, Sissy. Bye. It's my birthday today. Love you. Her birthday was a few days before the shooting happened. That is the last voice message I ever got from her. And for all of y'all, you're all cowards.
Wow.
Ms. Martinez.
Hector, you have known me since I was little. We went to church together. Help me be the voice for my son. Help us all fight for our children and our two teachers. You, hearing your report, what you had to say, and saying that the blame was on the parents, the people that were in the crowd. We were willing to go into that school and get our children out, taking our life for our children. You're saying that these cops are they did it and don't need to be punished? My son's birthday is on Tuesday. You know how I'm gonna celebrate that? At the cemetery. I should not be doing that. I should be singing to him in his face, with his family, his little brothers and his big brother.
Damn.
That's how I should be singing happy birthday to him. But yet I'm here fighting with the rest of them and getting justice for our children. Danny, you've known my husband for years. You aren't the man in charge, but yet you say that you're proud of the officers that you trained? And they're all on Facebook before anything happened, on Facebook taking pictures with the SWAT team. We have a new SWAT team taking pictures. Where was that SWAT team on May 24th? They stood there, frozen, didn't know what to do. They were scared because it was their life. My son survived the 77 minutes fighting for his life. He was transferred by ambulance to Hondo, fought for another hour and a half. He was trying to come home to meet his dad and his family, but he didn't make it. Help us get change. Clean out this bad. Clean out this bad. Stop and stand up with us and say, you know what? These officers need to be gone. These officers need to be gone. Clean house. Help us.
Mr. Prado, all them breaches that you had, how many times did you have to be told to go in? Let's let that one sink in.
Ooh.
Pastor Myers.
That outbreak that you saw a few minutes ago, that's people being pushed to the brink. That's people being pushed aside, trying to get answers, can't get answers. Previous mayor, every time we would come to a meeting, nobody tells me nothing. I went up there with Mitchell, went over there, and nobody ever tells us nothing. I hope you're not going to be that type of a mayor. And you, John Wayne, have the decency to take your hat in reverence to the people. Have the decency to take your hat off in reverence to the families, to the dead children. I didn't hear you say nothing about reprimanding nobody. Nobody got reprimanded. Oh, his little ear. What about the children? They were come on, John Wayne, take your hat off. See, that's how you guys are. That's how you guys are. Just like McCraw. Oh, it was an abject failure. If this department had anything to do wrong that they failed, I'll step down. Freaking liar.
Oh.
Why doesn't he step down? Oh, it comes out on the news and he sees it. And then the governor shows up here and it's all his words of wisdom. He said, it could have been worse. It could have been worse. I've heard him say that several times on the news. With just one. That's more than enough. 19 children and 2 teachers. This lady right here, Emmy, she just posted the other day, 25 hours I can't sleep for PTSD. It was wrongly and falsely accused. She's trying to sell stuff to put food on her table, to pay her bills, and the public school just kicked her out. And you didn't recommend nobody to get reprimanded, turn in your badge. The meeting that we had there at the college, Mr. Moss, I have a lot of respect for him. He said, if it would have been me, I would have turned in my badge and left the state. These idiots are running for office with a big old smile on their posters. Come on, Mayor. Daniel, Mr. Lopez, it's what's right here. Did you know that your officers today, right now, are harassing them? Yeah, they're pulling them over, harassing them. You did know that, right? Today, they're doing it now. They've done it just a few days ago. They got video. Somebody, Mr. Mayor, somebody has to speak up. Somebody has to do the right thing. When we talked with the mayor before, he could never get with the school because I have nothing to do with the school, and the school says we can't do nothing with the city council. Somebody, please do something. Thank you.
Diana Carew.
Yeah. Almost like he has no two shits given about this.
The very first part of his report, or from the questions that the attorney asked, indicated that out of all.
Oh, holy cow. Thank you, Lefty, for becoming a new member. Sorry, it was not as happy. Thank you for becoming this. This is for you.
Oh my!
Thank you, Lefty. Holy cow! Holy damned cow! And oh damn, Lefty, like this guy's Johnny Unitas haircut. Thank you for the super chat, man. Holy cow! So disrespectfully wants to take it after being asked to do so as a sign of respect. Yeah, he's not about to do that. He would never do that. But yeah, the Unitas haircut, that's damn hilarious. Oh my God. Hey, good day, Crystal. How are you doing? You was sequestered. Good to see you, Crystal. Hope you're doing well.
All of the investigations that he's done, 75% of those, he has found that there has been a problem. I'm very surprised that in Uvalde, our department fell in the 25% with no problems. It's very interesting.
It's easy, I believe, to look at the policy that's in your books, to look at the statutes of the state of Texas in regards to police officers. It's easy to take those documents and find no fault.
Sure.
Because what I find in most of our laws is there's loopholes, an easy way to get around the things that we don't want to deal with. These parents have been waiting, this community has been.
So for him not to remove his hat, it's he thinks he's above everybody else, and also it gives him a chance to turn his head down a little bit so he doesn't have to show his eyes or even look at the face of these people. Oh, did he do a thorough investigation? Sure. Sure, he did a thorough investigation. He knew what the outcome was going to be. It's an unspoken kind of thing that these assholes will have between one another, where they just won't talk about it. You know, it's here, let me go through this. Let me go through this information, sift through it. You know, what kind of piece of crap is that guy? Yeah, the no ending it for these parents. It'll live on forever. Oh, thank you. It is a big hat. Does a big hat mean the same thing as a fast car? Probably.
Been waiting for 2 years now, almost 2 years, for resolution. And from everything that's been heard today, we're nearer doing
He
that
feels he's above
than
them.
we were May 24th.
He shouldn't have ever been in that building with the hat
I
on.
myself find it very difficult when Mr. Prado says that the reason an incident command post couldn't be established was because of crowd control. Parents
The hat of
trying to
arrogance.
go
That
in
is
to
exactly
save their own children.
well put, T. Underwood. The hat of arrogance. It's the same reason that you'll have a state trooper come up to you wearing that hat. It's a form of how is it? This was explained to me a while back. It was whenever we were going into do the British Museum, how they found that people would wear hats as a sign of authority. It's like having a crown. You got this item that sits higher than you, and you're sort of covered by it. And you'll also see like state troopers will do the same thing. Most police officers will have their Smokey the Bear hat on. Drill sergeants, they're easily recognizable. It's like a peacock with feathers. If he would have had any respect coming into this situation, instead of coming in as some sort of authority figure, he probably would have been smart to take it off as a sign of respect for these parents and their loss, to show that he had some humility. But yes, it is a hat of arrogance. Well put. Yeah, sign of intimidation. Multiple reasons why you keep it on. It's just so. Hey, Bodicia, good to see you. Hey, it's insane. It's insane.
Children and others when our police officers wouldn't. If I was that parent at that school on that day, I would be more than offended. Mr. Prado, I know you were hired, contracted to provide a service. You used the information and the tools available to you to put that report together. And realistically, at the end of the day, Mr. Prado's report is not the problem. The problem is our city allowing police officers to stay in their jobs
about 3 hours of sleep.
when
Yeah.
we all know that several of them should be terminated, others should be reprimanded, and whatever other course of action is available to the city as their employer to address these problems. And really, what the parents are asking for is do what's right. Maybe the rules say there's not a problem, but in the ethical and moral economy that we're all supposed to live by, do what's right.
Yeah.
Adam Martinez.
Hello. So why aren't y'all letting him answer any questions?
Oh my God. Harris, we met Boudicca and MG's last night. She's a sweetheart and an insomniac like all of us. Awesome. The head is compensating. Yes. Yes. It is really good to see you. It really is. Morning, y'all. Morning, y'all. Hey, Just Dawn. Good to see you. And howdy and welcome.
We're not going to have any interaction, Adam. You can go ahead and speak. Please do so.
Oh.
He was able to ask questions, but we can't. We're the ones that need the answers. What's the point of asking things and not getting any answers? You know how stupid that looks? We're all here and y'all don't have to say anything at all. Did you think that was going to work out? Do you think that's going to bring people together? Any of y'all? Was that a good idea? Is it working out how y'all wanted it to?
It's not working out at all.
Can y'all answer some questions then?
I have no idea why you can't answer questions. You should answer questions.
So why can't you answer any questions? Why can't he answer any questions? He answered your questions. Just advise him not to answer if it's wrong. This is a setup. You know what McLaughlin said?
Yep.
He said there's a cover up, right? He said there's a cover up. So
I
was it a
have
cover
not.
up? Was he lying? Was he lying? Right? He said there's a cover up. That's what this looks like right now. Are y'all going to be part of that? Are y'all going to be a disgrace? Or are you going to make Uvalde proud? No answers. We sit here, we talk. No answers whatsoever. Well, what's the point of that? That's not going to bring Uvalde together.
Oh, nice.
You have to join the families. You have to join them. It's just going to keep getting worse.
After the meeting, I'm going to, myself, Mayor Pro Tem Zamora, the chief and assistant chief are going to meet with the families privately.
Sorry to hear that. Magic Angel,
We'll answer
sorry to
whatever
hear that.
questions we can. We just received the report today. We had no inclination of what it said.
Oh, I'm sure you had an inclination of exactly what it said.
So we'll answer what we have, and I'm going to make a commitment that everybody's going to get the report, the families are going to get the report, the news media will have access to the report.
Uh-huh.
And after we've had a week or 2 weeks or whatever, we will meet with the
A week or
families
2
and
weeks.
So
why don't they ask this guy a question? Why isn't he,
why would you
why are
have
they
an
not
active
allowed?
shooter training if you don't have rifle rated shields? Y'all have these trainings, but not the shields. Then what's the purpose of the training if you're not going to go in? You don't have the shield for it. The policy requires that you stop the threat no matter what. Is that right? Yes. Did they stop the threat no matter what? How can you say they did their job? That's what you're supposed to do. Otherwise, you wouldn't have an active shooter policy because there's no rifle rated shields. They're too expensive. That just doesn't make any sense. You said Guerrero told them to stand down, right? Man, he got there way after. He got there like way after, and then he didn't even know there was kids in there. He's like, wait, you got kids in there? That's not right, man. They had the opportunity to go in. And then Canales goes and says, oh, we got to go in there. He just keeps shooting. He was the SWAT commander. He says, we got to go in there. He just keeps shooting. Everybody heard that. So.
Good morning, crime spies. Good to see you. Hi, I'm new here. You lie. You lie. Good to see you.
Did he do the right thing? I mean, he said, we got to go in there. What did they do? They froze. They were scared. Did you see that part where he said, we got to go in there? Of course you did, right? And what about the body cam footage from the DPS? Have you seen that? Y'all need to answer if there was a cover-up. Don McLaughlin said there was a cover-up. We need to find out if there really was a cover-up. He said that. He said that for a reason, too. We need to find out, because we're not going to come together if y'all keep on going on with the cover-up. You know, I was expecting to be able to ask questions and all that. I don't know why I was expecting that, but we sit here, we talk, don't get answers. Y'all have to join the families.
Hey, Rare Aussie. Happy Saturday in Australia. Good to see you, mate. How much of a cluster was was the State of the Union? Oh, it was. Well, we'll show a little more of that here in a little bit. I wanted to give these folks a little bit of notice here.
You need to. That's the only way that we're going to come together. And accountability. They're not going to stop until there's accountability. You're not going to change our minds. You're not going to change the world's mind just because this guy comes out and says, "Oh, they did a good
12:30
job."
Saturday
We
morning.
all know they didn't do their job.
Awesome.
You have to be accountable. That's what we teach our kids. That's what we have to do. You do that, Uvalde's going to come together. You don't do that, we're not going to come together. We're going to be divided.
Yep. This is the biggest part, is keeping people divided.
Okay, we're going to go to action item 5C, consideration and action on waiving the attorney-client privilege concerning the independent expert investigative report regarding Uvalde Police Department. This is going to allow us to give the report to the families. The news media, there will be a link sent out shortly that will allow y'all to access the report as well. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion, we approve 5C.
A motion by Mayor Pro Tem Zamora. Second by Council Lady Medina. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passes unanimously.
Mayor, I'm requesting an executive session.
Yeah.
We'd already indicated that we weren't going to have an executive session.
I'm requesting an executive session.
Yes, sir, you can.
Okay, I'm the grandfather of Layla Salazar, right? You guys paid somebody to do the investigation. So in other words, this guy that did the investigation is saying that the investigation that the DOJ did was wrong. You paid this guy $100,000 for him to do his investigation, to come in here and just spit in our face.
Yep.
What kind of respect is that to these families? All of you that are sitting there, you sang at my granddaughter's, when we buried my granddaughter, she was the last one buried out of all these children. And you're sitting here telling us that we're supposed to respect the law that we got when they couldn't take care of our children.
Yes, happy Friday.
How come nobody can say anything about that they could not do their job and protect their children?
Quick heads up on this case. Well, it's not really a case. This is Uvalde. Uvalde, there was an active shooter in a school full of children, middle of the day. There were 3 officers that were on scene. There was one that watched the guy go into the building. 911 was called. For 77 minutes, the police officers sat outside the building, over 300 officers, and as this man went from room to room, ending the lives of those children and teachers. 13 students? Or was it 19? 1. Doesn't matter. 2 teachers. Or was it 3? Doesn't matter. 77 minutes as this guy had his way. And all of these parents cannot get any justice for it. Yeah, it's bad. It's been 2 years before they came out with their special report saying that it was the school system's fault. That it was the teacher's fault. That these officers, it wasn't their fault. At any point they could have gone in there and done something, but they didn't. Yeah. Exactly. Here, I'll show you. This is what they spent their time doing. This is the timeline as they come in. There's one officer. Yes. And here they come in, and they stood here. They got in the hall. Nobody cleared this bathroom over here on the side. And they would walk up, they'd walk down. More officers are showing up. More officers show up. They've got shields. As they're standing there, those kids are down the hall. These people are showing up. They move forward. They don't even breach the place. All of these officers showing up. Nobody's making a move forward. They stand down the hall, and they stand, and they stand. Whenever they finally move forward, they're standing around watching their phones. Oh, by the way, they're all standing out here in the hall, and nothing's being done as this guy continues. A bunch of cowards. Bunch of cowards. And we watch this in agony. Yes. Shields, helmets back up, yet they sat there for over an hour. Waiting for the emergency supply of jelly donuts. Yes. Yeah. It's painful to watch. Fat yellow stripes.
Some run again. Nolasco should have been fired. Mariano should have been fired. He shouldn't even be on the city council. But Mitchell protects them. And he won't listen. He says that. What did they do?
Oh, there was actually one officer that wanted to go in. I believe I could be wrong, but I believe he was an ICE agent. He was in law enforcement. He wanted to go in. His child was there. They handcuffed him, escorted him away. You take care, Sheila. How could the officers stand and listen to those kids? I don't know. They did. They did for 77 minutes.
Cross picked up, they threw him in jail. There's no reason for that when we're trying to voice our opinion on what happened here. And yes, McCaughlin did say there's a cover-up.
Yeah.
And why? Because the district attorney that you got, which is a Republican district attorney, will not give the answers to the people that they need. I'm not a politician, but you can tell right off the bat that there's something wrong just by looking at who's sitting here.
Yep.
Now you tell me and these people what can be done about this. Because you got elected mayor for 1 year or whatever it is. Cody, I've known you for a long time.
Yes, sir.
But you've been disrespectful from the beginning because you are told not to give us any answers.
Yes.
And that's wrong. Because these people are waiting for justice, answers, and everything else. We can't bring back our loved ones. Layla was the only girl we had in our family. And that hurts me every single day. I cry for her. And I told her that I will fight till the day I die to get her justice. And I will do that. These people are coming up here and standing up for their
That's right.
children. the way I'm standing up for my granddaughter, and the rest of the families that lost a child, and the survivors. Because what I saw, that child that got shot, he was on a bus with a bullet wound in his leg. Was that the right thing to do? And this guy's telling us the police department and all that, they did nothing wrong? The DOJ was wrong? Is that what you're telling me?
Yep, that's what he's saying.
Everybody's got a copy of that. Did you read it? For him to come up here and
No, he's a
just
private
tell us,
investigator.
No, you guys did nothing wrong. That's
Paid
bullshit.
for by them.
Sorry.
Paid for, but there's tax dollars to come and investigate.
It's fact. It's
To say
in the
everybody's
films,
good.
Everything is there. So how can he say that you guys did nothing wrong? I don't understand that. You know, you look puzzled. And maybe now you guys can sleep on it and think about what needs to be done in this town, because it's a split town. And you're not going to cure it unless we get the justice we deserve. Thank you.
Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with that, getting the justice that you deserve. Good luck with that. All right, time to make you guys smile again as I sit here and seethe and rage. Time to make you smile again. Here we go. We'll continue on with this goofball.
Because they are stuck within the confines of a white supremacist transphobic policy that keeps getting reintroduced year after year. All gender theorists, sociologists, and people who are looking at the research of this state that this transformic phobia that is so pervasive is actually creating negative psychological.
What's that? If you ever want to look at a case that changes Australian gun laws, it's the Martin Bryant shooting in Tasmania that killed 39 innocent people and the cops did nothing. He's still in jail. I wish this guy was at the city meeting. Yeah. They may have listened a little bit more. John. What the? Yes. Good Lord. Wait, those are a lot of words that mean nothing. Yes, that is very true. It's just so disappointing. This these folks, you've got this guy that looks like something out of Aladdin. And he gets more airtime than anybody. What the hell is that? Wow, I've got some audio issues here. I'm going to change my volume meter on this thing and get it back down to turn that voice boost off and default. Oof. Okay. Oof. Man, that's really damn loud. All right. So somebody asked me earlier, Joseph Wilman, our future. I think someone packed a. So Tucker Carlson has a 16-minute response to. You just shared that on X. Oh, very cool. Well, you want to see something really cool? I've got about 27 seconds of it that I'll share. How's that? Here we go. 27 seconds of pure humor. Give me just a second. Let me pull this thing up. Present, share screen. Come on. There we go. 27 seconds of humor.
We're going to buy American. We're going to buy America. Oh, some trade rules. Buy America has been the law since 1933. Also caps and won't even go into effect until 2025. And by the way, that law was written and the benefit expires in 2025. New electric grids that are able to weather major storms and not prevent those fires. We're going to buy America.
Sorry, I had to do it. I had to do it. That was. Is it Trans Smurf? Yes, it is Trans Smurf. Oh my God. All right, we'll go back to it because I'm going to have to be ending here shortly. We'll go back to Trans Smurf. Here we go.
Logical implications of trans individuals, of gender nonconforming people, and, you know, straight people. Straight people whose concepts of gender and their own gender dysphoria of not feeling man enough and not feeling woman enough is directly correlated to these erroneous.
Wait, there's only two genders. Amazing how that works. They just said it. There's only two genders, man, woman. Don't talk to me about electric grids and getting rid of fuel effing potato. Yeah.
Laws falsely using cognitive science to prove that transphobia is some wonderful, great thing that we want to have. I'll be reading at a synagogue books about empathy, understanding people in the community, and being a good person.
You're dressed like damn Smurf with a wig that looks like you stole off the set of Marie Antoinette. That's what you look like, son. You know, we don't care if you want to go chop some, body parts off and stuff like that. What we're saying is why don't you leave them kids alone? Those are the ones we don't want to see the body parts getting chopped off of. What are you barking at? You chill. He's looking at a squirrel. I got a dog looking at a squirrel. Hey, stop. Leave him alone. He's looking at you. You're looking at him. He's going to do squirrel things. Crazy animals.
Some people in this audience should probably read some of those books because then they wouldn't be introducing these bills here today. And we can create an economic revenue to keep our young, talented population as opposed to sending them to New York, to Chicago, to Los Angeles, where we have aging populations who are dying out and creating a vacuum of hypervacancy, of wealth inequality, and a whole bunch of trauma.
Could you read me the definition of child?
It says child, any person under the age of 14. I have a question. If you've already read this, why are you making me read this to you?
So would you and I be able to agree that if you're not an adult, you're a child? That is the perceived from my
I think
reading.
actually child is a socially contingent thing.
Yeah. What is this about? Oh, that's about a. He's just mad because he got turned down for Avatar. That's what it is. Yeah, they don't want to define what a child is because it makes them look like a freaking what is it? Someone that rides a bike with maybe missing a seat. Yeah. There you go. I got something that'll lighten it up a little bit. I got something, maybe this will lighten it up a little bit. There you go.
Why do white people make their edibles so strong? What are you running from? Why am I tasting colors? I just wanted to go to Target. Now I gotta call somebody to come get me because my car turned into a spaceship and I don't know how to fly it. I'm not an astronaut. Why do...
Oh my god, play that again. You want me to play that again? Okay. I'll play it again for you.
Why do white people make their edibles so strong? What are you running from? Why am I tasting colors? I just wanted to go to Target. Now I gotta call somebody to come get me because my car turned into a spaceship and I don't know how to fly it. I'm not an astronaut. Why do
I'm not an astronaut. Oh god. Oh my god. This guy's having the worst joke. What's that? Oh god. This is me on Saturday. Why do I taste colors? Shush, I'm crying. I'm laughing so hard my stomach hurts. I gotta call someone to come pick me up because my car turned into a spaceship. And I don't know how to fly it. Ah. My boyfriend's got me. I'm in tears. God. Oh. If you didn't know, the spaceship. Oh God, I'm so bad. Why am I so bad? Oh God, I am so horrible. Oh, jeez Louise. Oh, what it is. I'm gonna send all you fine folks over to see Meme Copium. Give him hell. Give him a thumbs up. Meme Copium is an Aussie that is over hanging out in Japan. And he's probably hanging out with Max Murrah. He's got a Friday drinking stream. I'm sure it's going to be an absolute blast. He's always good people to see. Make sure that you give him a big thumbs up. Make sure you hit the thumbs up over here. And man, again, everybody have a wonderful day. Be nice to each other. And, you know, don't eat the white man's gummies.
Why do white people make their edibles so strong? What are you running from? Why am I tasting colors? I just wanted to go to Target. Now I gotta call somebody to come get me because my car turned into a spaceship and I don't know how to fly.